Healdsburg, so maybe about 8 miles west of Healdsburg, so heading towards the ocean, about 30 miles inland, 25, 30 miles inland from Jenner, if anybody knows that area geographically. Jenner's the town on the coast where the Russian River hits the Pacific Ocean, so about 25 miles inland, which is in the main sort of heart of the Russian River Valley. A lot of Pinot Noir, a lot of Chardonnay, a lot of Sauvignon Blanc, a lot of Zinfandel being grown, but there's almost every varietal. There's Cabernet being grown, there's Syrah being grown. Russian River is pretty diverse, but this area sits in sort of a warmer pocket as far as daytime temperatures. It doesn't get quite as much of the fog that sometimes rolls in. And so Sauvignon Blanc really ripens, but enough of the cool evening, enough of the cool mornings from that Pacific air to keep the acidity, which to me is what Sauvignon Blanc is all about. Sauvignon Blanc's got to have that racy, snappy acidity. So we made 60 cases. We bought a ton. A ton usually yields right around 60 cases. I actually don't think it did. I put 60 on the label knowing we'd get it. We were getting a ton of it, but a ton of grapes. But I believe it's probably more like 56 or 58 cases after everything was all said and done. But it is, to me, the classic Sonoma / Napa Sauvignon Blanc. I have really, in the last, I'd say 3 or 4 years, discovered that I am a Sauvignon Blanc fiend in the summer. A couple of years ago, the De Lorenzi Sauvignon Blanc was like my go-to white wine. I probably opened that every other night. I love good Sauvignon Blanc. I think it's just that perfect summer, late spring, summer, all the way into fall, thirst quenching, crisp, bright, easy drinking white wine. It has that perfect combination of the fruitiness, but the tart acids from the citrus. And this one just has it all over it. No oak on this, although I've tasted many Sauv Blancs. Valia's Larksong Sauv Blanc, which, by the way, I'm having a conversation with Valia today. We are getting some more Larksong. It might be 6 months out before we actually get it on the market, but we are getting some. But I love hers, but hers are different. Hers are definitely less what I would call classic Sauv Blanc. She uses that combination of different vessels, if you guys remember, a little neutral French oak, a little acacia sometimes. Sometimes she uses amphora, those clay pots. Always neutral oak, but, combination of steel and oak and acacia, and that makes the Sauv Blanc very different. This is what I had described and definitely think is more classic. All stainless steel. There's some lees stirring, so the sediment and the musk that falls to the bottom after the press stays in the tank, stays in the stainless steel tanks for about 3 months with some gentle stirring to bring out just a little bit of richness and a little bit more flavor and a little more aromatic intensity before it's filtered and bottled. So it's 100% filtered. But it really does bring out, I think, a little more intensity without losing the acid. So this, to me, because it's all stainless, no vessel that tends to soak acidity in, like no wood and no acacia and no amphora, it maintains quite a bit of natural acidity. So if you're sipping this along with me, I would describe this as the quintessential snappy, crisp, bright Sauvignon Blanc. As you can see, I did a little damage on it last night writing the tasting notes. I love this kind of wine. Like I said, it was a beautiful, sunny, late afternoon yesterday. Got home, went to the Padres game, made a chicken Caesar salad, grilled the chicken. Chrissy made her Caesar dressing that she makes from scratch. Had some cheese and crackers to start off with, and then the chicken Caesar with this, and it was beautiful. So the nose, classic Sauv Blanc. Grapefruit, white grapefruit, definitely some herbal notes. I always get when you really like kind of get into the herbal, what is that herb? Is it an herb? Tomato leaf to me is I would say more often than not, a classic nose on a Sauv Blanc. Some regions have quite a bit more of it than others. For example, Friuli Sauv Blancs tend to have a lot of it. But if you've ever grown tomatoes and you've ever touched the stem or the leaf of a tomato plant, don't think about the fruit as the aroma. The tomato fruit doesn't smell like this at all. That would be weird. But the plant itself, the leaf and the stem of the tomato plant, always to me has a really Sauvignon Blancs have that in the nose, that certain herbal green quality to it, to complement that citrus fruit and just a little bit of pear or nectarine as well. Sometimes you can get that peach skin if you've ever smelled a peach that's not super ripe, and before you cut into it, just like the fuzziness of the skin of the peach, definitely on this wine as well. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Delicious, gulpable. The acidity, I don't know. The alcohol, 13.0, so nice and mild alcohol for California wine. I've seen Sauv Blancs in the 14.5, 15 range. Not uncommon. But this one has 13, I think it's 13.0. My eyes are bad. Yeah, 13.0 with a pretty high degree. I don't have the numbers for you, pH level or anything, but pretty high degree of acidity still maintained throughout the fermentation. So what to pair this with? I think I wrote shrimp, scallop. Yeah, shrimp and scallop kebabs would be great with this, like a citrus glaze, like a honey citrus glaze on some shrimp kebabs with this wine would be fantastic. Last night, the chicken Caesar salad was awesome with this. Chicken Caesar salad is just such a great white wine pairing. You can do Chardonnay, you can go Sauv Blanc, you can go Riesling, but that's a really nice pairing. Caprese salad would be a really good choice for this. Goat cheese and crackers, it was really good with this last night also. For graduation parties and weddings, and people are absolutely going to be loving this. This to me is just quintessential back patio, poolside wine. Summer, nice cold. I mean, just the clear bottle, the kind of the condensation on this label on the bottle right now is making me just want to drink the whole thing. But I won't. Too much to do.